Welcome back, everyone, to Missions 101, where today we'll begin the third set of missions. We've already run two sets of missions with two missions per day for a total of 4 episodes per set. And as usual, when we start a new day of missions, we grab the March on Gundabad missions for a cause. It's a Wednesday right now, so the war effort missions for the cause weekly is not reset yet. I expect that to be available the next time. And here we have Horn. And we'll start out with Horn's missions and then switch to Ozma when we run out of Horn missions. And looks like today Horn has 5 missions. That means Ozma will have 3. And we'll begin with breaking Bekar-Zarakh. I have a new mission for you, Pineleaf. My scouts have just returned with urgent news. One of Gorgar's most trusted lieutenants, Ushgoth the Mighty, has been granted command of the orcs in Bekar-Zarakh. With many of them still patrolling Elderslade, now is our chance to deal a blow to Gorgar himself. You are to travel to Bekar-Zarakh and see that Ushgoth is defeated. Let the orcs of Gundabad tremble with fear for the Joruka, for the Kabil Aka. Alright. And let's see what our twist is this time. High in the tower of Bekar-Zarakh, the orcs of Gundabad prepare for war. Among them, Ushgoth the Mighty makes ready to enact his plans on the battlefield. Your mission is to defeat Ushgoth the Mighty, the captain of the orcs in Bekar-Zarakh. And the twist is Lieutenant of Gorgar. And this monster commander of this mission will attempt a brutal wounding attack. It says attempt, that means I should be able to interrupt it, which would be a good thing because I don't like brutal wounding attacks. But let's go. Here we are at Bekar-Zarakh, and here's where we're supposed to be going. And whenever you come into this place, you've got this black arrow right here. Seems to be just waiting for you. So let me flow to him and then see if I could get to this next one. See, I want to time this right because, yeah, I was a second too late. If you time it just right, you only get the warrior. Now, I don't like getting him because you get too much company. If I go out to get that archer, now he's in a position where I could attack him directly. So that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to pull him inside here. Because there are a couple of extra mobs that as soon as they go out there are going to attack. And I just like to avoid having to deal with too many at once. There you go. Now, let's see what we have got. So we have this warrior there and this warrior right over here. So I managed to pull the partner of the warrior because there is the black arrow that's right there. If you bring in the black arrow, you should bring the warrior with them. So accidentally pulling in the black arrow only, at least, isn't as bad as if I brought them both in. So it wasn't completely a bad pull. But there is a sweet spot where you will get neither of the other orcs with it. Now, of course, if you prefer to fight many at once, then you won't have to worry about that situation. Now, I need to go upstairs in order to find Ushgoth the Mighty. There's no need to fight all of the orcs in here. Of course, if you've got a D to kill additional orcs, then that's all fine. Actually, oh, well, perhaps that was a bad idea. I forgot about this guy. Yeah, that was a very bad idea. Fortunately, I can handle that need, and I was able to get the 2 black arrows together because the worst case scenario is having the black arrows separated because then you've got one of them all shooting all those poisoned arrows at you, which is very, very annoying. I don't like poisoned arrows. So we just need to work our way up here. Now I do have to be careful with the boss. We do have a patroller that's coming up. I just want to make sure I get that patroller all dealt with before I go into the boss room. Oh, well, I found the patroller. I completely didn't notice that he was there. Maybe he just started. Because usually my way of telling that there is a patroller that snuck up behind me is to see the poison debuff come up. Now here, this was a little tricky. We've got this warrior. We've got the two warriors here. We also have this sleeping warrior here. Now we do have the patroller that usually comes in and becomes an annoyance on top of that, but since the patroller is now dead, we don't have to worry about that. So yes, dealing with the patroller when I did is actually probably the ideal situation. Even if it was completely by accident, you might as well take the wins that you get. There you go. Now, I think it's best to take care of... Well, they died together. It's best to take care of the sleeping one. Oh, I forgot that there were two there. Oh, okay. That one missed me. All right, good. I'll take that. Yeah, I didn't see that there were two in the bunk. Now you're down, and you're down. And there is Ushkar right... I mean, not Ushkar. Ushkoth. Ah, orcish names. I can never remember them. Except for Mazog, of course. Mazog I can always remember because of the number of times the name is drilled into you while you do Volume 2 of the Epic Storyline. But outside of Mazog, it's very hard to remember orcish names. And he said, but I think there's no way of getting only those two. Yeah. You're going to get all three of them no matter what. Don't worry. I might as well... I think that's his terrible bleed that he throws on you. And no, I am not going to, just for illustration purposes, take on a nasty bleed while I'm fighting 3 at a time. Oh. Well, that's a problem. You have to go after him first because he'll heal the others. But at least it isn't the really annoying heal that I hate. There you go. That completes the mission when you kill him. So, of course, the scout arrives in this, and I've got 2 minutes to get back downstairs to collect the chest. Not that collecting the chest is going to do me much good in this mission because I'm still capped. 2 episodes from now, I'm going to hit the next level of rep where I can buy a few things from the rep vendor and get off a cap. But that's not going to happen for another couple more episodes. I think yeah, there he is. There's our chest over there that I'm going to be ignoring since I don't need it. Well done, Pineleaf! Ushko's defeat shall prove a momentous victory in the days to come. Let's return to report our success to Hori. Alright, let's go. We have returned. Well done. It seems Ushkos wasn't so mighty after all, eh? Well, I guess that's the case. Ooh, and I have completed another tier of a Mountain of Missions. I completed tier 4, which means now I've got tier 5 to start. That means 120 more before I'll be finished with that little deed. But let's go on to see what Horn has for us. Next is Hunting the Hunters. I have a new mission for you, Pineleaf. My scouts have returned from Valdalir. It seems that the most vicious wargs in Elderslade have long stalked those dark passages, but the time has come to drive them off. Nothing shall prove to them the might of the Joruka more clearly than a collection of their hides. You're to travel to Valdalir and collect the hides of the wargs that dwell there. When that is done, I shall see them displayed as a warning to our foes in Elder Slade. For the Jaruka! For the Gabil Aka! Alright. And let's see what the twist is here. Within Valdir, the most vicious wargs of Elder Slade dwell in darkness. There, even the most skilled hunters must tread with care lest they become the hunted. Your mission is to collect hides from the wargs of Valdir. And the twist is raging. Monsters in this mission will enrage at low morale, gaining additional strength and attack speed. So once they start to get low in morale, go after them. We have arrived. Now, there is one who should be in stealth right there. I want to grab him first. There you go. And I hope that this one is down about the time that this one arrives. It is going to inevitably arrive and attack me. And now it's your turn. See, it's not even raging. So I get rid of one just about the time the other one arrived. I guess that's ideal in that, so you won't have to face too many at once. Unless, of course, you like facing many at once, because I know that's... Oh, yes, I forgot about that. In order to collect the hides, you need to click on the... Like the first one, I must have ruined the hide in the battle because no hide was dropped. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. It starts a corruption there, but it's easy to take care of that particular corruption. There you go. Oh, I do want to get rid of that. Now, maybe I could keep track of... I tried to, in the one where you're defending the bridge, trying to track at what percentage those ragings came in. I never got a good, proper answer for that. So this time, let's see if I can get an actual good number in there. And right, oh, there it is, right around 28, about 30, it looks like 30k. And that was on one of those wargs. So in the Slade warg, it's at 174 seems to be its starting value. Well, yes, I detected that there was another stealth one in the area, slightly late. So 174, let's see, this comes in on at... He never raged at all. It might be that they have to do something to go into rage. I know, for example, when Dour Hands go into rage, they have to do something in order to do it. So that might be part of the inconsistency. That one went on around 33. So that's 33 out of 174. 33 about 174. It's probably not exact on all that stuff. So let's say about when they're down to 20%, that might be... Yeah, 20% seems to be about the right value, and 20% then would be about... Oh, there you go. I better pay attention to the battle rather than what's going on there, right? 20% would be about 30, 35. Yeah, 35 seems to be about the 20% line, and that's pretty close to the numbers I've been seeing there. So I'm guessing that these wargs are able to go into their fury when they hit around 20% of the morale. But of course, that's a hypothesis that may or may not be true, because I think that the Drakelings, I think they may have gone on to it a little bit earlier. In fact, this one went on to it a little bit earlier, it looks like. Because I see that he was clearly in there by the time he was at the 40s. Well, that was a short-lived hypothesis, wasn't it? That's why experimentation continues. So sometimes a one... Alright, there he goes into his corruption. And yeah, we're at 46, and I saw that even before I hit them down from the 46, he was already with that buff. So it's almost as if the number goes up as we go along, because then it feels more like about 50, so about maybe 25% instead of 20% then? Hmm, maybe? Uh, right, so right around 50 seems to be when it happened. Well, that'd be about a third then. Hmm. How am I doing? Oh, I need to get 4 more of these. Oh, I don't know why I keep on getting surprised when I get jumped by one of these things, because I certainly run into enough of them as I go along. Yeah, that one I didn't quite catch when that one went over. But I need 3 more of these. I don't see if I see. I guess I could look at the video afterwards and maybe get a better idea of that. Because then I won't be paying attention to what I'm doing, is trying to worry about battling at the same time, because that does make it a little bit tougher. And we take care of that. Let's see. There are only 2 wargs left, so I would hope that they will both drop the pelts. Either that or I missed a turn somewhere, which is always possible. I think there is a little alcove in there that I may have skipped by. I probably shouldn't be doing that there. But that was at 47, 40. Yes, right, because I did say before I think it was around 50. So let's just go on to that. Or actually, if it's 1/3, it's probably a little bit closer to 58 or something like that, I think would be that number. And well, then I guess that alcove must exist, because I certainly, I think the alcove is this way, right? Oh, well, there's something this way. Oh, yes, is that alcove also? So the one I was thinking of didn't exist, but there's most definitely one here, of course. And in fact, this is usually the one that I go down first, which is probably why I usually have it all done by the time I finish that particular section off. And that time we got it. There we go. And here's the scout. You've done well! Let's report our success. Ah, generic message. We have arrived successfully. You've done well! These hides will serve as a stern reminder to the wargs of Elderslade that we're not to be underestimated. No, not at all. Certainly not underestimated for how willing we are to do things with warg pelts. And that concludes our first pair of the 3rd set of missions, where we've completed 2 of them so far, which is breaking Bekar-Zarakh and hunting the hunters. And we'll head into the next 2, which should be the Crystal Tunnels and the Den of Worms, when we return to the next episode of Missions 101.